Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Skyline's box conceit kind of tells you going to be an experience of building high-rise buildings. There's a really good game by Formal Fair Games called High Rise, where yes, you accomplish this. There's other ones like Manhattan, Skyliners, where you're actually building big buildings. This one is just a light dice rolling game, and you hope that you roll what you want to build buildings, which are these dice that you then take cardboard and replace it with. There's no 3D effect to it. And the game, there's a lot of these games. I remember a game called Bears. It's really just rolling dice and, hoping they match up. There's a lot of these. There was a Fistful of Penguins that was kind of like this. It's okay. Now, I think those games are better because the Bears and the Fistful of Penguins kind of plays better with kids and families, and that's who I'd play a game like this. It's almost bland and boring that's like building these high rises. It doesn't really fit with what you're doing, which is rolling these dice and hoping for the best. It has a solo variant that's almost purposeless in its existence. I don't think anybody would sit there and play the solo variant of this. It's not very good. Overall, this is a very bland experience. I had this rated as a 5. I'd probably put this down to a 3. Skyline is not one I would recommend for anyone. This is an absolute pass. Unless you just want an activity, a little bit more than the game, it's okay at best. The one thing that's kind of saving grace is how you put dice into this like upkeep area over here, and you can take all those dice at one time and roll them, and that's kind of neat. But nothing really here to see. Pass this one on by. Absolute purge. Here's Skyline, 60 custom dice by TMG. If you look inside, you're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. And then you're going to have just no insert here. We'll take a look at all the components. Here are the components included in the game. You will have additional dice not shown here, but these are good representation of what you're going to get. And there are more buildings also, but this just kind of shows you what the artwork and what might look like. And here is the board attached to it. So this is all the components you're going to get. You're going to get some dice, 60 of these, quite a few of these buildings, and some of these. This is pretty good. Here's a rule book for Skyline. You can see a picture of the front of the box, and then you're going to have the contents over here with pictures and what the die faces will look like. So you have a good representation. This one has 3 blanks, etc. And then the game setup over here. And then you're going to have a game round. This will be like an overview and a breakdown of the build. The build is really what you're doing in the game. End of game scoring, some solo rolls, a sample round, which is really, really helpful. I like that quite a bit. You can see it's presented in full colors. Probably need 15 minutes with this, 15, 20 minutes, and you'll be ready to go. Okay, the game is going to be set up like this. You're going to have the dice in the construction area. You're going to have 3, 1 of each in the abandoned area. And then you're going to have the buildings that will be set aside. You're going to be playing over 9 rounds, which will be tracked here at the top. On your turn, you can take any 3 dice that you want from the construction yard, or you can take all of the dice that are here. So as the game progresses, there might be more and more dice over here. So you could take 3, or you could roll all of these that are over here. So as the abandoned area builds up, it will become more attractive as you're playing. Once you take your 3 dice, you will roll them on your turn, and then you have 3 options. You can abandon a die and put it over here, and normally you'll do that when there's nothing that you can do with your dice. The other thing you can do is if you've already built a building, let's say I had built this on a previous turn, and for whatever reason I wanted to demolish it, I could just take these back in a construction site. Although I don't see any reasons why somebody would do that, as you can build as many as you want. Doesn't seem to be any good reason. If you look here on the board, it will tell you how the dice can be built and how many dice need to be in them. For example, I rolled this, then I would keep this, maybe re-roll this. It's a blank. I was put over here in the abandoned area, and that might be my turn. As soon as I build a completed building like this, I can take one of these tiles here and replace my dice, sending these back to the construction. And if you look here, this will tell you how many dots on there. So that's a 3. Actually, I would have had to use this one because it only has 2 dots on it. And that would be what I would build. And these would be the victory points I would have at the end of the game. You play 9 rounds. At the end of the game, whoever has the most points is going to be your winner. Who should buy this game? Anyone just looking for a light dice chucker and you like the idea of building these buildings. Other than that, I feel like there's better dice chuckers, more thematic ones that do a little bit better job than this one. I think it was in that time period where we're using dice to build buildings a lot. There were a few of these that kind of came out. This was probably the lamest of the bunch. Nothing here to see. It's okay if you saw the full of the game. It seems like something that'd be interesting to you, then definitely get it. Everybody else, you don't need to see this one. Pass this one by. It's actually Purge.